I'm Jānis Baiza, eazyBI developer, and actually, I think log files are the first thing I almost always check or ask during my technical support shifts, and only from the log files then maybe ask you to disable and re-enable eazyBI. And today I will talk about administration of eazyBI for Jira Server. Let's look at agenda points for today's talk. First, I will talk about eazyBI configuration options. Then we will look at some eazyBI screens that could help you administrate eazyBI, and at the end see where the log files are located and what's there. So, and at the beginning, this is eazyBI product family. We have 4 products: eazyBI Cloud, Private eazyBI, and eazyBI for Jira, and last addition to our product family, eazyBI for Confluence. But the products can be divided a bit different: cloud versions and server versions. So they're almost the same if we are looking at available features, but there are difference in details like user authentication, connection to data sources, and the configuration options. And basically, server versions are eazyBI Cloud, but packed as a Jira or Confluence application. So I mentioned that one of the differences is how we connect to the data sources, and this is the main difference. So in cloud and also in private eazyBI, we use REST API to get data, but in server, in Jira and Confluence, we use Java APIs or direct database queries to gather data. Today I will talk about eazyBI for Jira Server administration, but most of the features are the same or very similar also for the Confluence app. Now let's see some configurations options, what are available in eazyBI. So first, when you install eazyBI in Jira instance, you will need to provide database connection information. eazyBI will need a separate database because eazyBI don't generate reports directly using some JQLs. Also, direct queries to the Jira database will not be effective way how to create reports, because the structure in database is optimized for the everyday Jira usage, not reporting. Therefore, eazyBI gathers data, transforms them into different data structures that are optimized for report query execution. It's like ETL process for data warehouses. And eazyBI database should be different than the Jira database, because it's we want to avoid overlapping tables and the other data structures. It can be on the same database server, but we also suggest that it could be on different server to reduce load, reporting load from the other everyday work. So when you configure database connection, the first you will need to choose database driver. So due to Oracle licensing policy, MySQL and Oracle database will not be available if you don't while you don't copy JDBC driver file into Jira Server. Also, Microsoft Server, you see there are 2 options, but we are suggesting Microsoft TDBC driver. So this time I will choose PostgreSQL database provide server name, port if different, and database name and username. Database name, username, and password. And click update settings, and settings are updated, and eazyBI is connected to the database. Let's see what are the screens there. So first is license information. We are displaying current license, which is from Atlassian Marketplace or from us. Then there is additional settings tab, where are two options. One is usage statistics, where you can turn it on, and then eazyBI will collect information about eazyBI usage, report executions, import statistics, and then you can analyze your eazyBI usage using eazyBI. And the other is recently created, so you can provide Jira roles that will be able to administer eazyBI, and they will have permission to create new accounts, access and manage all other accounts, access troubleshooting, system events, and background job information. And the most important part is that they will have access to eazyBI advanced settings, which I will show you right now. So that there you can add different additional settings to the eazyBI configuration. So here are some examples, so that you can disable some background job activity or enable just in some hours. If you have large instance and don't want to track all user activity, you can restrict which system events you want to write to the eazyBI system events. You can enable report profiling. Then there is an option to add additional data sources to the eazyBI. So by default in Jira Server, you have option to import Jira inside data if you have it installed, REST APIs, SQL database sources, or file import. But you can also add some additional data sources, and you can provide also different translations to your to your eazyBI instance. So by default, eazyBI is translated in English, but there is also French, German, and Latvian translation available by us, and there is also some other partner translations. So, and then let's go back to presentation. And then there is an option to turn on eazyBI child process, and it's created to offload report generation from Jira main Java process and increase Jira instance stability. But it will be only report generation. eazyBI import processes still will be performed inside Jira process, as we need access to those Java APIs to gather data. And in settings, you can provide a port on which child process will be listening, and you can pass some additional parameters to the Java virtual machine. For example, you can limit or increase limit of available memory to the child process. So by default, it will be 1 gigabyte of memory, but you can increase. And often we receive question, what amount should we provide to the child process? And it's quite hard to answer. You will be enough with 4 or 8 or 2 gigs. So it very depends on how many accounts, how many reports, how many issues are imported, how many custom fields, how complex calculations you are creating. So we always suggest that start with a smaller amount, and then if you start seeing some out of memory errors, then increase the memory. But to be careful, sometimes the increasing memory isn't the best method to avoid out of memory errors. Sometimes better is to optimize report calculations to increase performance of the reports. And so that in case of Jira Data Center, we added also an option that allows to configure eazyBI to offload some nodes of eazyBI works, so that you can dedicate one or more nodes where eazyBI resource-intensive tasks will be performed. So there will be performed eazyBI import processes and eazyBI report executions in a child process will be performed on those dedicated nodes. Our other nodes will be like processing eazyBI web requests and then process those requests further to the eazyBI child process. And therefore, it's critical that your Jira nodes can talk each other with the dedicated node on the child process port. So sometimes there is a problem that the port is closed in the firewall, and therefore report execution fails with an error. And one more option that isn't you can see in the eazyBI configuration screens, but it's available. So it's related to export to PDF files, so that we are using Google Chrome at the background, so that when user requests PDF export, eazyBI redirects this, like not redirects, but calls Google Chrome to generate this PDF, and then Chrome calls back eazyBI to get the report results, and then we use built-in browser functionality to generate a PDF file and then present it back to the user. The same functionality, except that in place of the user is the eazyBI background process is used in dashboard subscription emails. When you subscribe that dashboard, you want to receive dashboard in an email on particular time. So that's about eazyBI configuration. Now time to see some administration screens that could ease your work with eazyBI administration. So in the top right corner, you can see those menu of those screens, and let's go through all of them. First one is a user screen. So eazyBI keeps its own user list. It's mostly related to compatibility with other eazyBI types, eazyBI Cloud and eazyBI Private. But from Jira administration perspective, it's like the same Jira users, but with additional attributes from eazyBI side. And eazyBI create a user when the user first tries to access eazyBI, or it's when it's added to the eazyBI account with some role. And here you can see a list of users. You can search user by name and by email, and also you can try to search by application type to see which users are using something. And there you can see when the user was created, how many times it accessed eazyBI, when the last time was, how many accounts the user is owner, and how many other accounts it's involved. The other screen is all accounts screen, and it gives you an overview of eazyBI accounts, and it was quite recently added, but it was asked from our big customers where there are hundreds of accounts, so that they would like to see this kind of screen to see overview of all accounts. And here you can see accounts and together with their applications from where the data are imported, and with some red borders are those applications where the import is in error status. And also you can see how frequently the import is performed for particular accounts. So currently I have only one where the import frequency is defined. For others, users manually should trigger import. How many reports and dashboards are in this account, and how many issues are imported, and how what the size of the database schema for particular account, and how large is amount of files imported. And one thing that I wanted to mention regarding those errors, so that quite often we get the question about email notifications for failed imports. So eazyBI retries failed imports 10 times with a 10-minute interval. And if the error still occurs, then the email notification is sent to the account owner and the user who authorized this particular import. And the main thing that you should be aware that the next regular import will be performed only when the user will fix the error and manually trigger first successful import. So that sometimes they are thinking that, oh, I fixed the error, but still regular import doesn't happen. So the first import should be manually triggered, and then the regular imports will occur. And also there is an option to search accounts, so like by name, or okay. Oh, it seems case sensitive. And also you can search by the keyword error, and all accounts with error in the import will be shown. The next screen is system events, and there you can see all important events that happened in eazyBI, like report or dashboard modifications, and are also report execution errors, or some other errors are written there. And one thing that it could be quite handy, if someone destroys, like deletes report or dashboard, you can get its definition from here. You can click on this export definition link, and the definition will be available. You can copy it and restore if someone's accidentally deletes the report. Next one screen is a background job screen, and it could be quite handy if something is not happening as expected. Users complains that their import isn't performing as they would expect. And here you can see that eazyBI has 4 different background job queues. One is for regular import jobs, one is for application import, for file import, and the last is for dashboard emails. And also you can see currently executing background jobs, and if needed, if they are stuck for some time, you can also try to cancel them. And here also you can see advanced settings I mentioned earlier, that for each queue you can disable or enable it only in particular hours, so that maybe you can set that the regular imports should not happen during working hours to reduce load on the Jira server. And also, if you have enough resources, you could increase size of those background job queues, so that multiple processes can be executed in parallel, so import could be performed faster. So single import will not be faster, but in total time will be less taken. Next screen is database migrator. Raimons already mentioned some changes here. So previously eazyBI, so there could be cases when you want to migrate from one easy instance to another. And previously we supported like migration from one server to another. But recently we added additional options for cases when the old server isn't accessible from the new one. So you can export from this server to file and then import in the new one. Or as cloud gains its popularity, you can also migrate your existing Jira Server eazyBI data to cloud. But one thing that I need to mention, so this migrator will not migrate all eazyBI data. It will migrate just configuration, accounts, users, reports, dashboards, import configurations, but the imported data will not be migrated, as you migrate account and then perform the import in the new instance. And the last of those administration screens is troubleshooting. So there you can see a basic information about your Jira instance, eazyBI version, Jira version, and some additional information about requests, but it's used quite rarely, but sometimes can be handy. Other part, you can see their child process information if it's available, if it's enabled, whether there is a problem. Then you can see memory allocated for the child process and current load. And the last thing here is log files. You can see last 1,000 lines for each of those eazyBI log files, or then is the button that I think in my support conversations I mentioned most of the all eazyBI functionality, download all log files. So it will download, create an zip file with all eazyBI log files. So if I touched log files, then I also continue on this. Actually, there is a bit more than just 1,000 lines. You can also filter here to see some additional, so not additional, but information for a particular account. So this is like a background job log file, and I would like to see information about a particular account. So for this account, there is nothing. For account 17, and you can see here how import was performed for this particular account, which time. So there is queue, whether it was a user triggered or regular import, and some steps. And also you can search not only this week's log file, but also previous week's log file. But there are some times when eazyBI UI isn't accessible, or you want to check just one file. So there is eazyBI log files under Jira home direction, or in data center case, Jira shared home log directory. If I see all files in this directory, you can see that there is multiple files with eazyBI prefix. So those are eazyBI log files. So eazyBI web log files are for web requests. Queues log files are for background job activity, and child log files, those are for eazyBI child process activity. And let's see the content. Maybe sometimes it's looking at the file gives some hints where the problem could be. And for the web log file, there is like date where when the event happened, this event type, the session information, so that you can search all log records for one particular user session. Then there is request identifier, and then there is additional information like the request started or ended, or if needed, you can also search those files for some error to check what happened. And so here is some problem with the eazyBI database connection or child process. So you can then maybe it can give some hints already where to check it. And if not, then contact us to write to our support and to get help from our technical support. And that's all. Thank you for attention.